Hey, I was just scrolling on the computer, seeing like fun facts and cool things about business, and I just found out like all of these companies, and I was seeing how they started and how they are right now, and I wanted to share with you because, you know, right now we are all like trying to be like perfect, and we believe that these great gigantic companies started like gigantic and started really big, and I just discovered that that's far from the truth. Like these companies were really small, they were doing something wrong, so they almost failed and went bankrupt. This is the reason why they had to change and they had to like do things in a different way. That failing or that bankruptcy period made them do better the things that they were doing, and that's why they changed, improved, and they became the companies that we know today. And so maybe this helps you as an inspiration, as look at how you can also, it doesn't matter your industry, it doesn't matter what you are doing, like you can really disrupt the market and improve like these companies. For example, this picture that I just found right now, it's about Mcdonald's. McDonald's, I don't know if you knew, but it started in the 50s in California. McDonald's started as a bar. It didn't start as a burger restaurant. And it was owned by two brothers. And they sold burgers and sodas and drinks. McDonald's wasn't a leader in the market, and they were doing things for several years. They sold burgers after the drinks, and every burger was perfect and was the same and had the same flavor. The problem with my McDonald's, I don't know if you knew this, but McDonald's had only one location because the owners were behind everything, like most of you right now. So the problem when you do that is that you cannot scale because you cannot split into two. They were so focused on the perfectionist and doing the best burgers and them being behind everything and supervising everything that they could not scale. Then a man came, he asked them to be part of their company. He was a great salesman. His name was Crook, and he was a great salesman, but he had failed a lot trying to sell a lot of things and trying to be an entrepreneur. And he said, okay, you have a great business, but you have one problem. You cannot duplicate it, you cannot scale. What if we replicate what you have? And the brothers were against that. And he created the franchise model. He got money from investors, and he was like, okay, you love your company because it's yours. So you are behind every detail and everything. If I can get other people to be also owners and part of the restaurant, and they can also be behind the processes and make sure that everything works perfect, then we will have more locations done exactly the same. That's how McDonald's started expanding, and they started opening more locations in California with owners or families who wanted to be a part of and wanted to supervise their own stores, and then they ended up buying the places in every part of the world and having people manage them. So McDonald's became one of the most valuable brands because he owned spots in one of the most prestigious locations in the world, like in Paris, New York, and really like exclusive and tourist and famous locations in the world. So the point or the goal here that I just discovered with McDonald's is that they found a way to duplicate what was working for them. The reason why they were failing made them do something different. They do not do something extraordinary. They sell burgers, and there are a lot of companies that sell better burgers or more delicious burgers, but they cannot expand as rapidly as McDonald's. I found another example. I don't know if you know Zara. Zara is a clothing company, and now it's part of Inditex. Inditex is a holding that owns like 4 or 5 clothing stores. Zara opened in the 70s in Spain, and Amancio Ortega, the founder, is one of the richest men in the world. Now, what's the great thing about Zara? Zara sells clothes, and there are a lot of brands that sells clothes. But what Zara did is extraordinary. He copied and imitated the designs and the styles of really, really famous designers and created cheap, affordable clothing for the basis of the pyramid, the medium class people who cannot afford designers. And Zara has the ability to adapt to market trends. So if you go to Zara right now, you are not going to see the same clothing as you saw last month. So Zara sells trends, Zara sells fashion, and Zara is always ahead of the market, selling what's on trend right now at really affordable prices. So that's what he sells, and that is why Zara is at the top. And also, he's like McDonald's in one of the best, most famous cities in the world. So Zara has the ability to replicate, scale, and adapt to the market. So these were the 3 fascinating things that I look at these companies. The ability to adapt, the ability to change, and the ability to scale. And you can do this by creating systems. You can do this by perfectionist, the way you do things. Zara is not the most prestigious or the best quality brand, and McDonald's doesn't sell the best burgers, but they are the most efficient at what they do. So I think that we can grab that as as a point here, to be better at doing one thing and being better in leading in one thing, and that's it. You don't have to be the best at everything, but just lead in one thing, the thing that we pick up. Every brand starts from level 0, like us, but the way they scale is because they have the ability to see beyond. So that was so interesting for me. I think that it's interesting for everyone to know. And I don't know, it was just a fun fact that I wanted to share with you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it, and I see you in the next one.